Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga by the Window, where a window is not required because I have one for you. You don't need anything for today's flow. We're going to be doing a sort of vinyasa in the beginning and then more slower stretches towards the end. We're going to be playing a little bit with some back bends. However, I will guide you through the more entry beginner level to the more advanced levels for the back bends. You don't need anything, just maybe a block, book, even like a blanket to help you feel supported in this flow. But that's it, let's get started. All right, we're going to start at the center of your mat. Walk your feet out wider than your hips, toes pointed outwards. Raise your hands up and into the sky. Exhale, fold forward. It's all right if you don't touch the ground. You can use your blocks or your books to place your hands, your head on the ground. And then you're just gonna sway your hips, shift your hips onto your left side. Inhale. And exhale over to the right. So you might start to feel this in your IT band. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Now relax your arms, relax your head, and just hold in this fold for 3 breaths. In through your nose. Fill your belly with that power, that energy, and exhale out of your mouth. Last one. Exhale, roll up to stand. Raise your hands up and into the sky. Point your left toes out away from your right in line with your knee. And then you're just gonna come into a warrior 2. So you might need to walk your right foot out a little bit. Inhale, reach forward. And to kind of imagine that you're just gliding your fingertips along a water surface or painting with your fingertips with your left hand. And reach forward. And paint. And reach forward. One more. Paint. And reach forward, straight in your left knee. Use your core to tilt over your left leg. And open up. Two more breaths here. Bend your left knee. Warrior 2. Raise your hands up and into the sky. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your left knee. Slide your right toes towards your left. You're going to tilt forward, raising your right toes off the ground. And slowly begin your descent until your fingertips touch the ground or those blocks or books that you grabbed. Now, you can remain here, engage your core, or you can bend your right knee, take hold of the top of your foot, and push the top of your foot away for kind of into your hand. And you're gonna take 3 deep breaths. Beautiful. Step your right foot to meet your left. Fold forward, inhale. Exhale, look forward, step or jump back into your plank position. Bend your elbows, pull your heart through your hands, upward facing dog. You can let your thighs rest on the ground, engage your glutes, and you don't have to come this high. You can remain in a cobra pose here as well. You're going to bend your knees and just rock your toes from side to side. Relax your shoulders. Beautiful. Let the tops of your feet meet the ground. Frame your chest with your hands and coming through plank position or your tabletop position into a downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot up in between your hands. High lunge. Raise your hands up, reaching for the sun, for the clouds, for their warmth and their energy, and then open up, warrior two. Straighten your left knee, pivot on your heel, and then open your right toes out. So we're gonna do that same flow, just on the other side. So bend your right knee. We're coming into warrior two first. Two more breaths. Now reach forward with your right fingertips. Graze that metaphorical water puddle up and down. Two more and up. Really strong through your right quad and down, up and down. Straighten your right knee. Tilt over your right and raise your left hand. Try and engage your core. So much so that this hand doesn't actually have to be rested on your shin. Last exhale here. Slowly bend your right knee. Come through your warrior two, straighten your right knee, and then just slide your left toes upwards. Again, using your core to kind of do an arabesque-ish type movement here, raising your left toes behind you and reaching for the ground with your right fingertips. Again, maybe holding onto a desk, a book, blocks, whatever you have. Bend your left knee, take hold of your foot if that's what the route you're going, and then push your left foot into your hand. You do get a deeper psoas stretch if you choose to bend your knee, but either way, we're focusing on your balance, your core strength here. 3 breaths. Feel the connection of your right foot to the soil. Receiving energy and kind of distributing any negative ions that could feed the soil, and also just be rid from your body. Step your left foot to meet your right. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Step back, plank position. Bend your elbows. Pull your heart into your upward facing dog or your cobra pose. 2 breaths. Slowly guide your belly onto the ground. We're gonna come into Dhanurasana bow pose. Bend both of your knees. And if this is where you're at today and you wanna just kind of put your hands on blocks, or you just wanna remain here, beautiful. I just want you to feel this stretch, feel this gentle compression of your low back, okay? If you'd like to go further, you can reach one hand back for the top of your foot. Maybe reach the other hand back. And from here, you can push the tops of your feet into your hands. Engage your glutes and breathe here. There's 2 ways you could kind of remain on your pelvis, or you could come onto your belly. Whichever one you're comfortable with. Breathe here. One more breath. Slowly let your thighs meet the ground, your hands, your forearms. Bend your knees, come through tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, step your right foot up into a high lunge. Inhale, raise your hands. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, open up. Warrior two. Straighten your right knee. And point all 10 toes forward. We're gonna come into a forward fold once more. Inhale. Raise your hands up. Exhale, fold. And I just want you to relax your arms, your head. If your hands and your fingertips are quite close to the ground with your legs farther, bring your feet closer. Inhale, slowly roll up. Raise your hands up and into the sky. Point your left toes outwards. We're going through our flow again. Bend your left knee. Reach forward. This time, place your left forearm on your left thigh. Raise your right arm. And we're gonna hold here for 3 breaths. I like to kind of place my hand on the back of my head and open up even more. Relax your shoulders and then straighten out your left leg. Push your hips towards your right and then slowly tilt over your left. Engage your core and breathe. 3 breaths. Bend your left knee through warrior two and slide your right toes up. Engage your core. Slowly lower and lower. Half moon pose. Maybe bending your right knee, taking hold of the top of your foot. And try and keep the weight in your left foot rather than into your left hand. One more breath here. Step your right foot to meet your left. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees and lower your hips to the ground. Roll back onto your back. Beautiful. Raise your hands up and over your head. Inhale. Exhale, raise your hips high. Glute bridge pose. Three deep breaths. Slowly lower your hips down to the ground. Cross your ankles, roll up. Straighten your knees or keep them bent, sort of parallel with the ground. We're going to come into boat pose and breathe. 4 breaths, really slow and deep. Relax your shoulders. Exhale, bend your knees, cross your ankles, and you can either come right on up or guide yourself up with your hands. Step your right foot back, high lunge. Just 2 breaths here, really pulling your left hip back, right hip forward. open up and just switch sides. So pivot on your right ankle, on your right heel, and then your left heel. So now we're in warrior two on our right side. Inhale, reach your fingertips out in line with your shoulders, and then reach forward, right forearm coming onto your right thigh, left hand perhaps behind your head, opening up, or just kind of tilting over your right side here. Two breaths. Slowly come back to center, straighten your right leg, hips to the left, body hovering over your right. Remember, no weight in your right hand. You really use your core to hold yourself here. One more breath. Beautiful. Bend your right knee. Warrior two. Glide your left toes closer to your right. Use your core. Lift your leg. Slowly hinge over your right leg. Fingertips maybe touching the book, block, desk. Inhale. Maybe if you're bending your knee, go right ahead. Push your foot against your left palm. We're going to take 4 deep breaths here. Challenge your balance a little bit more and really try and just push into your right foot. Release your foot, step your left to meet your right, forward fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold, step back, plank position. We're gonna hold for 2 breaths. Bend your knees as you exhale. Guide your heart through your hands. Cobra pose onto your forearms, wrists in line with your elbows, which are in line with your shoulders. We're gonna hold here for 3 breaths. Now we're going to come into a back bend again. You can bend both of your knees and just remain here for a gentle compression. If you'd like a little bit more, you can reach back both of your hands. Push your feet into your palms for bow pose. If you want even a little bit more intensity, you're going to release one of your hands, flip your grip from the outside of your foot to the inside. Place one forearm in front of you, the opposite to the hand and foot, and then push your foot up into the sky. It's a little bit of a different back bend. It's a little bit deeper. And you would just stay here for 3 breaths. So wherever you are, let's take 3 breaths together. Relax your shoulders. And relax. No matter what level of back bend you're in right now, we're gonna take 2 deep breaths, release your hand or straighten out your legs, coming into Cobra. And after these 2 breaths, I invite you to try something a little bit deeper if you're comfortable doing so, or find a deeper breath in what we just did. Okay, if you're with me on the more intense one, you're going to bend your now right leg, whichever leg you didn't do before. Flip your grip to the inside of your foot, push your foot into your hand and raise your foot. Raise your knee off the ground. You could come into your bow pose or stand cobra. We're going to take 3 more breaths in a back bend. And slowly release. Frame your chest with your hands, coming through plank, downward dog. And then step your right foot in between your palms. Raise your arms up and into the sky. 2 deep breaths. And open up back to center. Beautiful. Inhale, raise your hands. Exhale, fold. Again, maybe walking your feet in a little bit closer if you have a deeper forward fold. Now roll up to stand. With all 10 toes facing me, you're going to bend your left knee in a side lunge, hinge your hips back, and lean gently forward. Now swipe in front of you, placing your left forearm on your left knee, and open up like you're spreading glitter or flower petals, or you're just splashing water. 2 more. Last one. And switch sides. Really reach down for that water, for that magic, that glitter, that soil, whatever, those leaves. Fly them into the sky. Watch them fly. Watch them meet the sun. And rain over you, feeding you. Last one. With love and confidence and joy. Straighten out your knees. I'm just gonna rock your hips gently side to side, forward and side, forward and side. So this is just a gentle hip mobility exercise. Maybe even for your ankles too, you might feel this in your ankles. And now point all 10 toes toward your left foot, step forward. Inhale, raise your hands. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, bringing your hips onto the ground. And lie back onto your back. You can place your hands wherever you'd like, over your head or next to your hips. I tend to like to keep my hands by my hips. And we're gonna do 5 glute bridges. So raise your hips up and into the sky and lower. Really engage your glutes and keep your knees pulling in toward one another. 3, 4, yes, I'm taking my time. And 5, hold at the top. Maybe clasp your hands underneath your hips. Maybe come onto the balls of your feet, going a little bit higher. Two more breaths. And lower your hips down onto the ground. Rock from side to side. And you're going to come onto your left side of your body. We're going to do one of my favorite pec stretches right now. So I'm going to show you from the back view, and then for the other side, I'll show you from the front view, but it's easier for you to see my arm this way. So you're going to come onto your left hip, bend your left elbow like it's a goal post, or yeah, I think that's the best analogy. Wrist in line with your elbow, which is in line with your shoulder, and come to lie on your side. This is a really good stretch for your pecs and for your deltoids. Let's do 4 deep breaths here. Okay, slowly roll onto your belly. And just the other side. So onto your right hip, right shoulder comes toward the ground, right wrist in line with your elbow, and coming onto your side. Four deep breaths. On your fourth exhale, slowly roll onto your belly. And you're going to place your forearms in front of you, bend your left knee, and slide it up towards your chest. And it's called alligator pose. It's really good post back bends. So it'll help your lower back, the muscles surrounding your lower back release. It's also a really good pose to get in touch with your inner child and protect your inner child. Slowly slide your left leg back. Guide yourself up to sit. And you're going to sit onto your heels and then over to your right side for a mermaid pose. So raise your right arm up and into the sky, tilt over to your left. And again, I'm going to place my hand behind my head and open up even more. Two more breaths. Slowly come back to center. And you're just going to switch sides. Tilt over to your right, maybe left hand behind your head, and open up. Two more breaths. And exhale, slowly come back to center. With your left knee still bent, you're going to bend your right knee up and over. Maybe just hanging out like this. Okay, this is level 1. You're going to breathe here, remain here. If you'd like to go a little bit further, you don't quite feel this in anywhere, you're going to slide your right knee on top of your left. The visual I want you guys to have, the kind of goal, so to speak, is this, where your shins are in line with one another, okay? Visualization is very helpful, especially for stretching. It has helped, it's been proven to help people who have injured proprioception or just injuries in general. So by visualizing this, your body will actually relax and imagine that it's in this pose. So it makes your muscles a little bit more willing and acceptable, or they accept this stretch a little bit more. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to just see this, visualize it, feel it, no matter where you are in your stretch, okay? With this, you're gonna raise your right arm up and into the sky. Left hand reaches for the center of your back. It's okay if your fingertips do not touch in the back of your back. So many words I can't say today. And just breathe. Let's just take 3 deep breaths. Now release your hands. Place your right hand next to your hip and slide it out until you feel a deeper stretch in the side of your left hip. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Really try to keep your chest open here. Last breath. Beautiful. Slowly rise up. 2 ways to switch sides. Literally just start to bring your right knee in and switch. Or fun way, okay? You can place your hands to your left side, untwist, and retwist on the other side. I like to do that one. So again, it doesn't matter where you are in the stretch. I just want you to feel your hips open up, bring some energy to your hips. So again, kind of level 1, okay? Just like this. Your left ankle's crossed over your right thigh. And then you start to straighten out your shins, knees stack on top of one another until you reach your comfortable level, okay? For this one, let's take 3 deep breaths to start. Now reach your left arm up and into the sky. Right arm reaches for the center of your back. And then backwards, maybe your fingertips touch one another. It's okay if they do not. But we're gonna stay here for 3 breaths. Slowly release your hands. We're just going to remain here for 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, left hand comes to your left, slide out. Again, opening up to your right side. And 3 deep breaths here. Send this breath, this prana, this life energy into the space where you feel the stretch. Providing it with nourishment and love. Slowly back to center. Now you could come out of this however you'd like. And we're gonna come into a seated position, any seated position that is comfortable for you. I tend to like to sit in between my ankles, but you can sit cross-legged any which way you feel like. We're going to do a couple rounds of box breathing. So we're going to take an inhale, counting to 5 as we're inhaling. Hold that inhale for 5 breaths. Exhale, count to 5. Hold that exhale, the bottom of the exhale, for 5 breaths. Then we go back to the inhale, okay? So let's start. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll guide you again. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times at your own pace. Return to your natural breathing pattern. And just thank your body for moving today, for exploring the opening of our chakras through back bends, for inviting that energy in, that love and that light, so that you connect with your emotions, your energy a little bit more deeply and closely, so that you can go out and connect to others a little bit more easily. I thank you so much for practicing with me today. I'll see you soon. Bye.